the schedule, because the way the month fell, I'm sure it's a little weird. People forgot. I screwed up and got the wrong date for the speaker, so I had to cancel him. So my mind just didn't work, I guess.
See what happens when you retire?
Yeah, I fall apart. Well, we appreciate you coming out and joining us, and we'll just have a limited meeting. We'll just let everybody discuss all their progress and what they're doing and what's coming up in their future plans. So I appreciate that. Jack, you have anything for us?
Really not much on general announcements. We did have our meeting. We were discussing about future events. And in terms of future events, I'm going to be doing a letter to all the sponsors and putting that out, showing the wrap up of the year, the events we're going to have for next year and so forth. And be kind of submitting early for sponsorships. Not so much they have to pay us now, but just so they can budget in their budget year for various events that we're going to have. And then we also discuss about committees and volunteer groups and things of that nature, because us old busy guys are having a hard time keeping up with everything in addition to events. So it's almost kind of become where we got to have community committees if we're going to have several events throughout the year. So, and I think we can benefit the community as well as the chamber by making it more community oriented as well. So, other than that, that's about all I got. Anybody got any questions for I do introductions?
Well, we did put a flea market or swap meet on our schedule for May. Was it May 18th?
I believe so.
It'll be a Saturday. We'll have it at the event center. We won't charge any entrance fee, but we will charge the vendors $25. We figure we can have about 40 vendors there.
What time is that?
It'll start about 7 o'clock in the morning, run till about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. When people start clearing out. But hopefully the weather will be nice in May and we won't have that.
What's the date?
18th of May.
May.
So we're trying to come up with smaller events that doesn't require a lot of coordination, in addition to some of the bigger events too, so that do require a lot of coordination.
Good morning. Actually, it's afternoon, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, basically, the chamber's got to bring in some money to cover overhead, otherwise we ain't going to be a chamber much longer. So we got to come up with ways to generate more revenue for the chamber just to keep it open. So,
And we are investigating having a farmer's market. Takes a little bit more coordination than what I had thought in the first place, but I'm sure we can do it. That may be, maybe not this year. But that's something that we're looking at. So if anybody has any information or anybody has any interest in running something like that for us, we'd sure appreciate the help.
yeah, I guess one of the things we didn't know about is farmers market has to be state registered, and all the participants have to be state registered, if we weren't aware of that. So the reason we're doing a flea market is it's classified as a flea market. It doesn't have to be state registered, but an actual farmer's market does. So it's going to require more coordination and planning than a flea market. So in the interim, we'll probably do some flea markets, kind of the same thing, but we don't have to register with the state. But later on, we do want to do registered flea markets.
All right, so now we can have introductions.
Good.
What is the membership for chamber? Because our school district, we're typically, I don't believe we are a member, but we might be able to be a member, and if so, I mean, I would,
Yeah,
I'd like
nonprofits run about $60
A year.
$60.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was for you.
That was just for me.
Just for you, yeah.
You have to get that, you know. We can play with the numbers a little bit if we
I
need
got
to.
you, okay.
No, I don't.
I'd have to look at the current form
Okay.
to
Are
know
there
for sure.
forms, maybe?
Yeah, there's an online application. I should start bringing them to the meetings, just so that people, in case somebody were to sign up, I can give them an application form.
Yeah, maybe if you could bring one to RMAC this evening or send me one.
I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that for you. Remind me.
I will.
So, Gretchen, let's start with you.
I'm Gretchen Winfrey, and I'm here on behalf of the Kern Antelope Historical Society. We are a member of the chamber.
Yes, you are.
We, have really had some fabulous speakers, and I wanted to remind you all that on our website you can watch videos of any of our speakers. It's on our website. Before we got clever enough to know how to video our own programs, John Joyce was there. And so on our speaker page, we have links to all of the things that he recorded for us. And then we kind of got our act together a little bit more electronically. And on our video page, we have videos of the programs, and there is just some fabulous information on our website, which is www.K for Kern, A for Antelope, H for Historic, and S for Society, 1959.org. We also, the very first thing we ever posted on our website was something the school kids did pre-pandemic. And Barbara, I'm not sure if it was before you were here, but there was a video class at the high school, and some of the kids did a history of Rosamond, and they did a fabulous job. And we have that posted on actually that's on our homepage. So, there's a lot of information, and so I'd like to encourage you all to use our website. And I'll be quiet now.
Okay. Thank you, Gretchen. Charlie?
I'm Charlene Melcher, Jean's wife, longtime resident of Rosamond, and chamber member, Rotary member. And please, you've got invitations to our first responders banquet. We're doing this for all of our fabulous people in Southeast Kern that take care of us. So please, just give me a call if you can come. So thanks.
Thank you, Charlene. Let's start way back, mommy with the newborn.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Christina with Tax Tactics. We are an IRS-approved tax firm here in the Antelope Valley. If you're not working with us, you're overpaying in taxes. So definitely, if you don't have a professional, consider Tax Tactics. And again, my name is Christina. Nice meeting you.
And you're not going to say anything about your newborn?
This is my son, Sabian. He's 2 months. So.
New tax addiction.
Right. He's learning the side of business today.
For 18 years, tax. So, all right, next.
So, I'm Lori with the Antelope Valley Press. I passed out some Vote For Us flyers. If you own a business, you can nominate yourselves today. The voting starts tomorrow, and you can vote daily until March 1st for the businesses that you like. You can go to the QR code, or you can go to the website to vote, to look at the voting website. It's kind of fun. Just scroll through there and find your favorite businesses and vote for them.
Joel McKay, Chairman of RMAC. We have our meeting tonight at 6. And one of the issues that it's more a chamber-related issue for the businesses is all these illegal food vendors that are popping up. And I would urge you guys to get together, maybe set up a meeting with Assemblyman Lackey's office to see if there's some legislation that we could get enacted to help curb that. Is talking with our local businesses. It's definitely affecting our legal businesses in here in town. In fact, the Wayside were saying that they were going to have to close down Mondays and Tuesdays because of lack of business in town. And hopefully for March, I think it is, we're going to hopefully have somebody from Environmental Health and RMAC speaking to the dangers of eating off these carts that aren't regulated. And just a real quick story. I used to work in LA. We used to buy tamales from this lady, and everybody loved them. And then a couple weeks later, the health department came around saying, "Have you seen her?" And I asked why. They said she was using her bathtub to make big batches of mesa. So you got stuff when you're not regulated. It's not the safest place to be eating off these carts. And then hopefully, and with that, they're going to hopefully talk about how you get licensed and how you become legal and you pay your taxes, so it's a fair across the board. So that'd be kind of a chamber issue with your local businesses. If we can get people to start calling in and complaining. I know the sheriff's been shutting people down, but they pop up as soon as.
Are you going to have the health department there tonight?
Hopefully at our March meeting.
Okay.
At our March
Another
meeting.
thing just that you can bring up, you can find out who the landowners are, where they're at, and have them post no trespassing.
Okay.
That's going to help a lot.
Okay.
A lot of these parcels, people don't realize that if they put a truck or somebody on there, and somebody gets hurt, you know who they're going to come after, right? They're going to come after the landowners. A lot of these landowners actually don't even live in the area, so they don't even know what's going on. So people need to do their homework on that, and find out who owns it, get in touch with them, and have them put a no trespassing sign.
Okay.
That's going to help the sheriff's department once they see that no trespassing sign. Then they can really start ticketing people. So that will help out a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of a big issue around town actually, because, and it's not so much that really takes that much business away from us, because there's really not that many, even though it looks like it is, it's really not that much. But the health issues are a big issue, because a lot of times they'll reuse their meats the next day. You don't know if they're properly storing the meats, and there's a lot of health issues.
Yeah, so my daughter worked at for property management, and one lady wasn't letting them into her apartment. They finally got in there, walked in there, ladies were making tamales on the floor in the kitchen with trash and roaches all over the place. And this is why I don't
Yeah, I don't want
do
to
that either. And the lady was saying she does really good business right outside of Walmart selling her tamales. So I refuse to buy them. So, yeah, you have to be careful.
Yeah. Well, I used to be a mechanic, and we called them the roach coaches
Mm-hmm.
for a reason. I mean, we'd crack open a candy bar and worms coming out, all kinds of problems, yeah. So, and we had a few people go bring some chocolate milk, end up in the hospital, that kind of stuff.
But I mean, if you do it the right way, you know, and go through the health department, because they do have permits where people can cook in their home, which I believe is like a cottage permit. And they come and they check your house, they check your kitchen to make sure that it's clean and you're doing the right things. Then they'll give you a permit.
Okay, good. Karen?
So I'm Karen Sanders. I'm the East Kern representative for Supervisor Scribner. And I actually have cards today if you want.
You got anything you want to discuss? Laura always does, so what do you got to discuss?
You're trying to make us live up.
On the spot.
Yeah, we're going to put you on the spot.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think at the last meeting, I didn't really say a lot because it was my first meeting, but Supervisor Scribner had been very busy over the course of 2023. There's a lot of things going on. The sheriff's substation is in the development phase for Rosamond. That's something that's happening. They've had a record number of new recruits for the Kern County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, good.
They're trying to fill the detention deputy positions, so the ones who had already been in the jails are able to go on to patrol, which is how the county works it. and they're looking to expand jail space for felony and misdemeanor offenders.
Are they gonna build a new courthouse in Mojave?
I don't know that. I hadn't heard anything about that. But I can sure check into it and get back with you if you like.
Well, the guy works for the county. I had lunch with him. He cleans it. He said they're gonna build a new one.
Well, it may be.
Said they was trying to decide between Mojave and
And
Tehachapi.
Tehachapi, that, I think that fell through. I think it's gonna stay in Mojave?
Yes,
Oh, I think
that's
that
what I
fell
heard.
off,
He
yeah.
was saying, oh.
So there will be a new fire station at Hart Flat. I know this isn't immediately in our area, but there is a new fire station to be built at Hart Flat, and then they'll use the facility that's at Keene as an air base.
Yeah, they're getting new helicopters.
They are getting new helicopters, right? They're working to expand the animal services, animal control. There will be a new facility in Bakersfield. Again, that's not particularly for our area, but it is something that's been going on. The county does have a new Chief Economic Development Officer, Jim Damian, and I believe Joel has been working with Jim to try to bring a financial services or a bank to Rosamond. So that's something that's in the works also.
It's been going on for years.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, I forgot that part. Sorry. Big one. Adventist Health is bringing a clinic to Rosamond. It's gonna be in the same location that the previous clinic was, and they'll be able to start seeing patients come June.
Oh, that's gonna be a permanent location?
Yeah,
So that'd be a permanent location, it's not a...
correct. It's not a mobile unit, but it is a permanent location. They have the lease now, and they're working on getting the building ready.
Now, one question,
The old Rite Aid over by Albertsons.
one question the chamber and many businesses in the area has is, are we gonna get more grants? I know you don't have the answer for that, but if you could look into that.
Sure.
Because last year, none of the businesses got any grants, and I think they used that to upgrade Diamond Street, as I recall.
Okay.
But, you know, it's supposed to be solar money for the community and for the businesses. So we should get that regularly every year. Usually we get allocated $80,000 to $100,000 for businesses in that area.
They're gonna pave Rosamond Boulevard too, right?
Yeah.
I think they said at our meeting last night, they had to have the manhole covers done by March.
Right.
Yeah, there's a sheriff's substation.
It's in the filling station. Hopefully next year they're saying it'll be.
All right.
Right. With the Measure K that was passed, that extra penny sales tax in
Right.
unincorporated Kern County has helped fund all of this. The expansion of the substation, the sheriff's force.
What's the tax in Kern County? My daughter was trying to tell me last night, it was nine something, said there's extra 3% for Rosamond. I said, they can't do that.
No, it's 8.75 in Rosamond. I've been working in Ridgecrest. Ridgecrest is 9.25.
Yeah, but what's the county? Same as
I
Rosamond,
think
right?
the county is 8.25.
Yeah, we're in the county.
Right.
Yeah, I believe the county is 8.25. Yeah.
8.25. Yeah, we're 8.25. But there's some other areas within Kern County that are 9.25.
Yeah, but they have to be a city.
Yeah.
They're incorporated, so
Yes,
they can make their tax rate.
Yeah, and all the city taxes.
Right.
Now, Anna, is there something through your office that we could get together with the chamber and RMAC and where you guys could sponsor a class on how to look up grants and stuff like that, so we don't have to rely on?
We just did, I sent you the information,
Okay, I have
did you get it? The Assemblyman just had a seminar on
Okay.
Facebook, for grants.
Okay, cool.
If I get your email,
Okay.
I can send you a copy of
Okay.
that. And it tells you how to look for them, where to go, and what to do.
great.
So, yeah.
Barbara, Fallon?
I'm gonna, many of you have invited RMAC this evening, and so since I'm presenting there, I'm gonna keep mine pretty short today. We're just moving along. It's hard to believe how fast this year is going for us. One of my biggest issues that I still have, which she talked a little bit about, is the lack of sheriff support in Rosamond, in southern Kern. we had, just to give you an idea how bad it's getting, we had a child that came to school last week who is in 2nd grade, who literally had choke marks on his neck from parent, and we could not get the sheriff. We had to basically, the sheriff said call Department of Children's Services, which we did. Department of Children's Services said call the sheriff. Finally, I said, you know, I'm just done. I'm gonna 911 this. And this just, more often than not, my site administrators deal with. This is not something for us. This is a school issue. This is just to the point where, you know, I say it every day, that should we ever have a shooter on any of our campuses, I predict we will lose a lot of people. I'm doing everything we can to train our kids, to train for last safety meeting. I said, now I want you to do a drill that is totally in an inappropriate time on your campus. Not when kids are nice and quiet in the classroom behind locked doors. I want them to be out on campus so they know how to get into a door. So, I mean, we're doing what we can to prepare the kids and the staff to the best of our ability, but I'm very troubled by the fact that, I don't know, I just feel like Southern Kern, Rosamond is just not real high on anybody's priority list.
We've been feeling that for a long time.
Well, it's
You
quite
know,
sad.
you call them up and they say, we don't have time. You know, and you complain to the sheriff, and we don't have deputies, we don't have time. That's not important enough.
It's always been
Take
called,
care of it yourself.
called a stepchild.
Yep. Yep, we are. Well, I've always felt that in Rosamond, nobody has ever gone to the county supervisor meetings and complained about anything, so therefore, everybody else gets the voice. So, unless the community actually goes to the supervisory meetings, of course, they're not gonna put a priority on our community because they don't hear from us to know what our concerns are and put pressure on them to address them.
And when I go to attend the RMAC meetings, and they're there to give us an update, you know, I don't feel it's, to be honest with you, you know, I don't feel it's really the appropriate time, I guess you could say. For me to become negative, maybe at the RMAC meeting and to speak out, but at the same time, it is troublesome. It is becoming very troublesome. Sometimes we'll be fortunate to get them to come out, and sometimes it's rare.
Yeah.
Can I ask you what happened? Did 911 end up going out? Did they end up going out that day? Or
I
what?
believe that 911 called and said that they would go to the child's house for us to release the child home.
That was inappropriate.
That's dangerous. Yep.
And so we don't know what happened, what
Yeah.
the follow-up was? Or...
Supposedly, the story that I got back is that the 2nd grader, keep in mind this is 2nd grader, boy, die, and she was trying to show him what that might be like in real life. Something to that effect.
Jack,
Yes.
you guys have the building over there and a nice conference room. Would you guys be willing, if we could work it out on the county's end, to sponsor a video conference where we could have people come and, you know, speak to the board and
You know, we talked about that a long time ago. There's a certain protocol you have to follow through in order to make that happen.
I'll work on our end if we just need a space.
They
You
used
can
to
go
have
to Mojave,
facilities.
they have that in Mojave at the
Right.
Veterans Center,
Right.
at the park.
But
So
there's,
if you just wanna drive to Mojave and you wanna
I-
video chat with
because we
them or
actually
sit
talked
there and
to
listen
Zach
them.
directly on that specific subject at the chamber. And there was a lot of requirements that you had to fulfill in order to have that as a location. Okay, so basically you gotta get their tech people in and make sure it's secure and all this kind of stuff.
Right, but no, all I'm saying is if you guys would commit to the space, I could commit to working on our end to make it happen with the IT. I just need to say, hey, I've got a space, get off your hindies and let's get this done and keep pushing.
Well, let's talk about it.
Okay.
See where we can go with it. But if we did something like that, it would have to be where we could voice to the supervisor.
Yeah, right. No, that's what. No,
Otherwise-
because if LA County can do it, you can go to the library and you can speak to the board from the library.
Well, that would be a better place to
That's
do
what
it.
I'm thinking. That would be
Would
more
be the
appropriate
library,
than the
would,
chamber. would be the
because they
library.
have a nice room.
Yeah.
It's a
They
county
have-
room.
It's county facility already. They have,
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we could
everything's
talk-
there. They probably have connections for audio and video.
And they'd have the secure connections. They
Yeah,
would
no,
want.
I'll talk to the library guy and see if we can.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Okay, well, thank you, Barbara.
Sorry to be a.
And Fallon, did you have anything you wanted to say,
I
Fallon?
do. I have a few things. I'll try to keep it short. I'm sorry about my voice. I'm getting over a cold, but I'm Fallon Mitchell. I actually work for Mrs. Gaines at Southern Kern Unified. I'm our grant coordinator. I'm the grant coordinator that oversees. We have the Community Schools Grant, which is to basically make the school district a hub for the community. So I gather resources and make different connections so that we can support all the families in the district, but not just the district, the community. I'm also the vice chair for RMAC. And I, on top of my regular job, we also opened a parent center in April of last year, and it's starting to get some traction now. We're going to start seeing some parenting classes or just classes in the community. I had a survey that was out to the families. I'm going to try to put a survey out more widespread to our staff and our students as well, so we can see the things that they would like to see in the parent community center. I want to piggyback a little bit off of what Mrs. Gaines said, because I have personally had to call 911 as well for an incident that happened actually when I was volunteering for the wall when it was here. I was told by the dispatcher that, well, what do you want me to do? And I had a transient gentleman that was getting a little bit violent with one of our veterans who was trying to speak to him or just see what he needed. And he had also trespassed onto a school site earlier that day that I was at, so this is the reason that I called. And I was told, what would you like me to do? And my problem with that is you're on a school campus. Granted, I know there's not kids there at the moment, but it's, sacred ground at the moment because we have the wall there. And there's other people, other volunteers, and I was the youngest one there. So the fact that this gentleman was getting handsy. And again, I know we don't want to seem negative, but it's really discouraging when you have people that can get hurt and our sheriffs are like, okay, we'll get there when we can, So I definitely wanted to bring that up as well. I definitely want to be on you guys' committees for getting things going, because I think it's a great idea to have like a list out in the air, and the school district would love to be a part of that. And so, and I've said this before, I said this at RMAC, like I don't want us to step on each other's toes, I want us to all work together. It's a small community, I want us to all be unified and offer, because no matter what we do, no matter what the chamber does, no matter what RMAC does, the school district, it's benefiting the same people. So I just love the fact of getting everybody together and sharing that.
I don't know what happened to mine.
Well, Uncle Melchers wants you.
I'm here.
Look at that.
Lastly,
huh?
on the food truck,
I got me a
thing,
new relative.
I try to kind of stay up to date. Not that I go on and comment or anything, but I do kind of watch people's comments online and things about the food trucks, and I know that they enjoy them. I personally know somebody who has gotten sick from one of the trucks, and then on top of that, the landowners. There's been talk about that, like who owns the land, like it is trespassing if they're not there with a permit. And one of my biggest beefs with it, because small town girl, I know that one of them for sure that is one of the most popular ones comes from LA. So I'm like, I know it's not taking too much away from our businesses, but I'm like, go back to LA County, like, so we can, support the people here. We do have local food trucks that are actually, like, they've been through the health department and they're local residents, but some of these popping up, they're coming from LA because they see opportunity to make a little money.
But and the problem with that is just like with LA County and Kern County health departments, where they said they don't have the manpower to come out here in the evening or on the weekend to check these people. So I think they need to, through the county needs to kind of put something underneath them and say, you need to find a way to get out there and check these people.
Because in truth, if they're not paying for a health permit, the county's losing money.
Exactly. So the community actually needs to come together also and not support them.
Well,
And because the small mom and pop stores, they have the overhead. They have to keep the lights on. They gotta pay their mortgage on these buildings.
Yep.
And the people that are pulling up in the corner, they don't have that. But they keep on coming back because the community is supporting it.
And that's the problem. If you look at social media, if you say anything negative about it,
yeah.
you get.
Oh,
and-
you get obliterated
Yeah.
on there, so I just don't comment, and I
Yeah.
don't want to be a part of it. And then one more thing, and I wanted to ask you guys while we're here. Apparently, a community center opened in Rosamond,
Huh?
and I have heard nothing about it. And from what I am being told, I'm going to personally go over there and look into this because I've seen all over social media. People are like, "Oh, that's so great! Now we have a community center." I'm like, we've had a community center since April of last year, and it has been very widely pushed out by the school district, including a front page news story on the AV Press.
So what are they calling a community center?
It is, I have to look it up. It's on Ion Rosamond, and I looked up the people, and they're from LA. So I don't understand where they're getting their information from or what they're going to offer. But they're already open, and I think they're on Diamond Street.
Oh, no kidding.
So, and I'm like, none of us have heard anything about this. I'm sure somebody would have, but I have a couple of parents who were like, "Hey, are you affiliated with that?" I'm like,
I'll have to
"Not
drive down and
really."
see. So what kind of things are they offering?
They said that they're now reaching out to Kern County and like all these different places to get sponsors, which again is going to kind of step on what we're already doing, so they can provide food and clothing and things like that. It's wonderful that you want to do that, but again, they're from LA. B, they're not coming to the local organizations to see what's already there and who they're.
So it sounds like it's really not a community center. It sounds more like a charity function.
That's what they're
'Cause
calling it. A community
When I
center.
think of community center, I would think like the park, the old park building there on Glendale. And you have some programs there where kids can play games and ping pong and pool like we used to. I mean, to me, that's the community center.
Yep. They're calling themselves Family Resource Center, and they're on 2613 Diamond Street.
Family resource. Huh. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, we definitely. I'm gonna drop an in with it because I
Said
do not know-
2619?
Yes.
One fits down by Jay.
None of us have heard
Yeah,
anything.
that's right at where Jay's with you. Or had been.
Yeah.
It's right down
So I just
there.
want to bring that to your attention
Yeah,
as well.
no, I'll look into that. Probably drive by after we're done here, just see what's up.
Yeah, because they're saying they're open Monday through Friday. And again, when I looked into it, the lady who posted about it and said she's overseeing it, she's the contact. Her profile says she's from Inglewood and lives in Los Angeles and works for a company that's out of LA County.
Huh.
So.
Interesting.
Where's the community center
Anna?
here?
Yes.
It's on the.
It's your turn.
I have not much to discuss, only because the assemblymen, they are working on bills. They should have everything finalized by Friday. But he did receive appointment from the governors. He is on the governor's military council, which is perfect since we have actually 4 military bases in our district alone. So we have Edwards, 29 Palms, Fort Irwin, and Marine Base in Barstow. So, so that's good information. So he'll be able to work on things for the base, for the bases a little bit more. And just if you have any other needs with state issues, we'll be here. But I do want to let everybody know that so the Assemblyman does business of the month, and those are businesses that help out the community and support the community. And so with our district being so big, but this month for January, the Assemblyman picked coaches here in Rosamond to be his January business of the month. So we're gonna try to do that on February the 24th. I haven't told them yet, so I'll know first. So I'm gonna stop by there and let them know. Because I know they do come out and help the community. I know they helped out with the wall this year when it was here. So we wanna make sure that we get the word out on that one. Normally we do them on Fridays, but I wanted to do this one on a Saturday so we can get as many people out here in the community because I know they help out a lot. So we'll get the word out once I get all the information.
They're gonna build a big casino right over there.
Yeah, it's Hard Rock.
The one that
Yeah.
I don't I haven't heard yet because the Assemblyman is actually on that committee also. So I do have to get with him on that. He's on the committee for gaming. So we'll see.
So I can talk about the casino for a second.
Go ahead.
So at the Hard Rock Casino is near the mall at the foot of the Grapevine.
Yeah.
And they did a groundbreaking ceremony for it
Oh,
back
they
in
did?
early January.
Oh, okay.
And that is in Supervisor Scribner's district.
Okay.
I apologize for not bringing that up, but
So what's the exact?
They're gonna build
you're building a Hard Rock Casino
and a motel. too.
Yeah, and a
Hotel. Big. Hotel.
Hard Rock Casino and Hotel at
city?
Oh.
Ranch.
South Cajon Ranch, south of Baker Street, on Interstate Highway.
Oh, is it in Cajon itself?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the one, the piece of property that they ended up giving
And I
back to
think,
me.
aren't there, the casino's building a fire station too?
Yes.
They are. They're building their own fire station.
They said the first one in Kern County.
Okay, now I'm taking it back.
I'm just curious. There's a lot of uproar about gun laws and stuff.
Yeah, you let her take a bite.
Could you let her eat first?
Gun laws, they're always gonna be out there.
Yeah.
And, the Assemblyman was a CHP officer, so he's always fighting for the rights for us. Just the way things are, you have a lot more people that are against guns that are for guns in Sacramento. So there's a lot of times that we try to raise our voice and sometimes it's not being heard.
Right.
But he does his best that he can do to let everybody know, and protect ourselves and our rights.
One thing I did see, I thought I'd never see in my lifetime. I do background for the government as a guy on the base. He actually had a CCW from LA County. I thought it was just a myth that you could get them from LA
Right.
County, but he actually had one. I did actually see one.
Because there's a lot of people that come into Rosamond
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Okay. Al?
Yeah, I represent Rosamond Community Service District, and they reinstated the penalty fees for late water bills. They had a blood drive, it was very successful, and they're fixing to have another one. And that's
Did
about
they
it.
stop the penalties because of COVID? So now they're just reinstating it?
They couldn't turn water off or nothing.
Yeah.
And they put they put your water bill on your tax bill,
Mm-hmm.
sewer. And first time I was on board, I voted against that. But the second time I see why they did it, because they couldn't collect fees. They could not collect them at all during COVID. So they put it on the tax bill, that way they didn't lose all the money.
When was your blood drive? Because I signed up for one through RCSD, but I got an email that it was canceled.
No. They're fixing to have another
Well,
one.
that was the December.
Oh, okay. I was
They had
just
in
saying.
January.
They're fixing to have another one too.
Every 6 weeks, pretty much. Isn't that right?
But it was full.
Or every 8 weeks.
It was full.
We're gonna have one in June and one in December.
No, they have one before that, I think.
No, they're gonna have voting on March 5th.
Yeah, they're gonna vote there.
All right. Well, I know you can give blood every 6 weeks, roughly, 56 days. But I don't know that they're going to have a blood drive every 6 weeks.
All right, John?
Yes, well, Rosamond News got a nice compliment at the RCSD meeting last night, and kind of surprising. Director Washington complimented us on running the Charles Graves story in the Rosamond News for Black History Month. He knew nothing about Charles Graves. He did not know that Mr. Graves was the first postmaster here in Rosamond. And he was very appreciative to learn about it and gave us high marks for that. So that's the reason why community publications are important, because even though he, being a black man, he knew nothing about Charles Graves.
Well, the football field's not named after him, it's his son, and it's named after.
Yeah, I think one of
I
the
think
Graves that donated the first land for the
Yes,
school.
yes.
Yeah, the
Elementary.
Graves family gave the land.
Right. So they were very important in this community.
In fact, it was the Graves family that got the first school in Rosamond. It had been in Willow Springs, that was the first school in the area, but they got a school in Rosamond because the Graves wanted his kids to have an education.
Was that elementary at the time?
Mm-hmm.
And they lived right where the tractors at on those mobile, right?
Yep. Yep.
They had quite a plot of land there.
Do they?
They did.
The son was a block player, he did my block. Very good, he was a very good man, block player.
Alrighty.
We're working on getting the Graves family's program at one of our historical society meetings. We have been lobbying some of the offspring to do that.
Good.
Okay.
I'm Jack Miller. I really didn't have anything else to add.
I'm Gene Melchers, president of the chamber.
And appreciate
And voting's coming up pretty soon. I
That's
think I'll
true.
be on the ballot.
Chamber vote
Maybe
on
not.
it.
I don't know. Depends how good Jack treats me,
Well, I was going to say the same about you.
Yeah, but I said it first.
Well, okay. What if we vote to have it? Then we're counting felon.
All right, well, we'll let you visit. And
All right, enjoy your lunch.
Enjoy your
And
lunch.
I'm going to eat. I haven't eaten